What's going on, guys? It's GBP baby. Welcome back to another video. I hope everybody's doing well. And as you can see, price action's been quite interesting today. Nothing really new for non-farm payroll week. Honestly, guys, when I'm approaching weeks like these, in terms of accuracy and just my overall expectations, it is so far gone that I'm not ever surprised by the way that price is delivering. Nonetheless, you can see we traded higher, taking out that Monday high, and only recently, very recently, have we started trading lower. Now, if you watched yesterday's video, you'll know that I wanted to see lower prices. We didn't get that until literally just now. So if we drop down to the lower time frames, we'll be able to get a better look. So let's go down to the 4 hour, and you'll see how we consolidated quite a lot of back and forth price action before running out that Monday high. And then since 11 o'clock, it looks like we've been trading lower. And as you can see, this is the expansion I'm talking about now, when we're starting to work down towards this fair value gap right here. So I am expecting us to reach down into this fair value gap. And then ideally, I will be looking at this sell side liquidity as a potential target for price. So I do want to see continued downwards price action. I would like to think that Tuesday may have made the high of the week, but again, with non-farm payroll, we need to be careful. However, nonetheless, I'd like to see continuation to the downside. So let's go to the 1 hour, and you'll see our price delivered, traded down before trading on higher, running out stops, and then it's broke down accordingly. Breaker right here, price traded into that, and now you can see we've got that recent expansion off that at 4 p.m, which is an interesting time. Now tomorrow we do have high impact news. I do think, let me find out when interest rates is. So tomorrow we do have the Fed interest rate decision. So, and that's not till usually later on in the day. So again, probability very low, but nonetheless, I'm looking for this fair value gap to get filled, and then I would like to think that price can trade on lower and start working towards the sell side liquidity below here. So pretty simple in terms of expectations, nothing too crazy. We will go to the 4 hour really quickly again. And this down close candle right here, that's going to be the highest I want to see price retrace, if at all. It's a little bit more difficult to frame ideally where I want to see price trade, because one, we haven't finished the trading day yet. And two, again, with non-farm payroll, I wouldn't be surprised, with interest rates, I wouldn't be surprised if we found ourselves consolidating as soon as we filled that fair value gap in. So again, in terms of accuracy, very low right now, but generally speaking, once this fair value gets filled, I'll be looking at price to see if there's any opportunities to trade on lower. And overall, again, I'm looking for this sell side liquidity as a target. So let's now head over to GBP USD, and what you'll find is that they're actually holding the pairs in consolidation. I hate when they do this because, again, it just shows it just allows for more low probability. And what I mean by this is that we're seeing dollar move lower, but you can see how GBP is struggling to trade on higher right now. We're just kind of floating around the top of this fair value gap. Nonetheless, you can see how we traded in it, came down in it today on Tuesday, respecting the 50% level, by the way. That's something to take note of. And I'll just mark that out for us now. So you can see how volume is staying above that 50% level, meaning that there is a possibility that price may want to continue on and start looking at these Monday highs. Now this will stick in line with our bias on dollar, which is ideal. I am going to clear the charts just because it's getting a little bit messy, and let me just mark out what I'm focused on. So obviously there's this fair value gap which is now filled. We'll make this red. Let's get the midpoint marked out, and now I'm looking at the Monday highs to get traded to, assuming that dollar does want to continue on lower, which is what I'm expecting and what I've been wanting to see. So again, they're holding it in consolidation right now. That may mean that price may need to snap into action, as in it will need to catch up with dollar, which is completely fine. But seeing consolidations like this, it's just a waiting game. And honestly, weeks like these, again, very low probability. But overall, I would like to think that we can see higher prices, especially the fact that we've came down and grabbed sell stops below this low right here today on Tuesday. You can see how we grabbed that and came off it. So as far as I'm concerned, price shouldn't necessarily need to go back down there, assuming that we are bullish, and we are going to remain bullish. Let's drop down to the 15 minute just for a closer look. And again, there's relatively equal lows. We came down, grabbed those, and now you can see we're just kind of staying within this range. I'm looking for this high to get taken. That will almost be like a confirmation for me that we are likely going to run up to that Monday high and potentially these Sunday highs as well. So yeah, that's pretty much everything on pound. Generally speaking, I just want to see a continuation higher. What is nice to see as well is how we are hovering around the top of this 4 hour fair value gap. If we continue to respect this accordingly, again, that's more there's more narrative as to why we may want to why we may continue to see higher prices, because it's respecting the top of it. Again, we respected the 50% off it on Tuesday, now the top of it, so now I'm looking for an expansion. Let's now finish up on euro, and you'll see our euro's kind of in a consolidation as well. You can see how euro came down, took out Monday's low, which is interesting because pound never done that, so there's a little bit of divergence there. Again, we failed to take out that that Monday swing, sorry, which I drew our attention to yesterday. The fact that we failed to take it out today on Tuesday, however, we came back off this level, off these lows now. I'm still expecting this to get taken. So it's not a matter of, oh, we didn't trade to it, so it's not going to get traded to. It's simply a matter of now, it just means that we're likely going to trade to it at a later point. And again, this will line up nicely with our bias and expectations on dollar to be trading on lower. Now, don't get me wrong, how we're going to get there is a whole other story, especially with interest rate announcements. But you can see we have some high impact news tomorrow with inflation rate on euro, and then obviously the interest rate decision. So we do need to be very careful. However, we do have if we are to trade on higher, this candle right here should act as a breaker. So let me clear the charts here as well. We've taken out sell stops below here today, and now if we are to trade on into these highs, which is what I want to see, so this buy side liquidity, that means that this should act as a breaker. We've got a low, a high, a lower low, and now we're traded above it. So now I'm looking at this last up close candle right here, drag that out, and so long as price continues to respect that, I'm happy to be long, and then expect this high to get traded to these highs, and eventually, especially with non-farm payroll, these highs. But again, this is all assuming and considering dollar does continue to trade on lower. So yeah, quite an interesting day. Although dollar didn't deliver down at the time I expected, it's interesting to see how it's doing it now. So if you go and watch yesterday's video, you'll know I wanted to see a down close on dollar, and it does look like we're about to deliver that. However, it's the way it did it and the fact that it's only starting to expand at like 4 p.m. But again, I'm not surprised by that. Why? Because with the interest rate announcements, they're obviously, you know, setting up and building in liquidity for when it is ready to start running. But generally speaking, I would like to think that dollar can start to expand lower, whilst euro and pound can start to expand higher towards its buy side targets, especially considering now we have essentially taken out lows. We've got Monday lows right here. We ran down very quickly towards them, created a breaker, low, high, lower, low, and now it looks like we're trading on higher. So yeah, it's just a matter of seeing how we treat this as well. As of course, obviously, if this gives way, this breaker, if we trade lower, whole nother story, and I don't really want to be involved anyway, but I especially don't want to be involved if it starts going the opposite direction, because as far as I'm concerned, with grab stops below there, we should start thinking about higher prices. But that's going to be everything, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to smash subscribe, drop a like, drop a comment, join the Discord, join the mailing list, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.